Well guys, it's here. The FOMO trade has begun. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about how to trade during this new wave of optimism that just hit the markets. And I want to start by taking a look at the dollar. Now, what is creating all of this FOMO and how can we potentially benefit from the FOMO trade rather than become a victim to it? Let me just be very clear. A lot of people right now are going to chase price. They're going to get themselves into tough situations because they missed the move. And let me talk about the move in general first. Now, it all started over here where Jerome Powell had a less hawkish speak here. And if Chandler, if you don't mind just filling in the text for me, we had a less hawkish Fed on this date here, which is of course earlier in the month. Then over here, we'll fill in text that says NFP, which came out showing that jobs numbers were pretty dang good in terms of what we needed to see. A slowdown in the job market, but still a relatively employed consumer. Those things also very good. And then we had yesterday the nail in the coffin for the bear case on the US dollar, which is of course the CPI number, which came out cooler than expected and showed a huge wave of progress in the inflation story, which of course, if you've been watching my channel for the last few years, we've talked about inflation endlessly and about how, it's going to cause interest rate hikes to go into oblivion. And it finally seems like that story is losing its edge. Now, take a look at price action with me on the dollar, which is where we of course start most of our analysis. We had a double top that formed off of the daily chart. And just recently we had a huge breakout and retest. And so this is why I'm saying many traders now are feeling the FOMO. By the way, if you're feeling the FOMO out there, just to let you know, you're not alone. There are many of us who are probably feeling a little bit like we missed some of the move that happened in the markets in the last couple of days. It's been a massive move. So if you feel some FOMO right now, just comment the word FOMO down below. It's a safe space. It's a safe circle. If you missed some of the moves, type FOMO down below in the comment section. I'll try and heart your comment, and I appreciate you watching my videos. But when we take a look at the dollar, if we take a closer look like the 4-hour chart, what we can see here is that price has made a big push to the downside. There's no question. CPI, and again, all the other things that we talked about earlier caused a huge slide to the downside. Perhaps the dollar bullish story is dead for now. Again, that idea that rate hikes are going to keep coming, inflation's not going anywhere, and we're just going to run that thing to the sky. Well, it seems like the dollar story is kind of falling apart. And now it seems much more oriented to the downside as inflation seems beaten. So as a technical trader, as well as a fundamental trader, the fundamentals look pretty clear to me. Dollar bearishness seems here to stay for the time being. So how do we actually play it? Again, chasing is where you can get yourself into a lot of trouble. A lot of people sold down here thinking that dollar's not going any higher. It's just going to keep dropping and I'm missing the entire move. Don't let it get to you guys. Here's the thing. I've been doing this for a long time. I've missed so many moves in my trading career. You're going to miss moves no matter what you do. And you're going to catch some of them. You're going to miss some of them, but don't let it destroy your trading plan. The idea here, in my opinion, is waiting for pullbacks. The 50% retracement looks really intriguing. You have a level of support that now has broken out and turned potentially bearish and becoming potentially a level of resistance. Now, I have to be clear. I have to gloat just a little bit. I am still holding my S&P trade, so I am not really in the FOMO camp right now. I'm holding, and I'm happy that I caught this trade. But I've been on the other side. I've been wishing I was in the move many times in my career, so I definitely sympathize with people who are feeling a little FOMO right now. And again, my recommendation is don't let FOMO make you do some stupid decisions, right? This thing could totally pull back. It's probably due for a little pullback. And my goal is to hold on to the trade unless it breaks through support. This was a signal we shared inside of our Discord community, by the way. And just a heads up, we're doing our Black Friday sale right now. You can actually get 40% off using the code and promo code, or the link and promo code that are down below in the description. And if you message us, by the way, message us and let us know you were watching my video today. Someone from my team will get you 45% off. They'll get you an extra discount off of our memberships here at A1 if you're interested in getting access to our signals group. And also, just while we're at it, by the way, the Black Friday sale is also extending to the Edge Finder. If you direct message us using the first link in the description down below, you can get 45% off of our premium softwares. So don't miss it. Again, I'm going to be making that announcement for a little bit. And if you missed the opportunity to get access to our stuff that cheap, it will be the end of the sale at the end of the month. So don't miss it, take advantage. And again, I'm still holding S&P. We're floating just about $17,000 on the trade as we speak, and still holding on to this one. Again, I think a lot of people right now are feeling the FOMO. And as we take a look at the gold market, what you can see here is price broke higher and is now retesting. I mean, right now it seems like gold seems to be finding a bottom. If you see this candle close bullish, could be due for a continuation higher. So there's actually a couple charts that I really want to take a look at a little bit closer though. And some of them are things like pound yen, dollar yen, the NASDAQ, Swiss yen. There's a lot of charts here actually. The Edge Finder's got a lot of signals being generated. If you're not familiar with the Edge Finder, it basically takes into account lots of different market data and using its algorithm generates a score and bias for your favorite currency pairs, gold, indices, etc. Right now, one of the things that sticks out to me is this pound yen idea. It's giving us a bullish reading on pound yen. And if you take a close look at pound JPY, you can see I've got my chart already marked up. If this thing pulls back, I actually really like the idea of potentially getting long pound yen. It's in a nice overall upward trend. And there's only one chart that I've got that beats it right now on the currency trading side. It's pound CAD. Check this chart out. This looks really interesting. It's pulling back to the 61.8%, but it's kind of in free fall mode. So what I'm going to be looking for is lower time frame confirmations, meaning if you get some candlesticks that look a little bit more, like they're going to hold out on this level rather than just fall straight down, I'm interested in potentially looking for longs. Again, I'd like to see the candles close without being a massive sell candle, right? So I'm watching for that. And if I take any trades, you'll see it inside of Discord. So pound CAD, pound yen, both looking kind of interesting for me. And the other currency pair side of things, Aussie yen and Aussie CAD. If price pulls back here, we've got a nice pullback play in my opinion, and Aussie CAD, same thing. If you get a break and retest, this could actually be interesting. You've got resistance overhead here, and if price is able to get above that, pull back, could be a nice trend continuation play. Now, with all of these pairs, there's a lot of stuff that's very much pending, like to be determined. And that is essential when it comes to, or that is a very prominent thing when you have moments of FOMO in the markets. FOMO usually leads to not a lot of great setups in the now, and sometimes people can't help themselves but to chase price. So again, when I talk about things like the S&P 500 or the Russell, both of which have been phenomenal trades, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, can I get in now? I'm missing the entire thing. Again, that might be one of the dumber decisions that you could do. Now, of course, the S&P could rally way higher from here. I'm not saying it can't. Of course, I'm trailing a stop, so I'd love that. However, I think that the tough thing is that you build a habit of chasing, and even if it works in the short term once or twice, the problem is you might buy it once and it just drops on you and you don't have a stop loss that's of any sort of reasonable. I mean, where do you put a stop on this if you're buying here, right? That's I think the way to enter a trade is obviously in hindsight after the trade's already worked well. I know people get kind of frustrated when they see hindsight traders. I'm not trying to be that way. I've showed this trade from day one on my YouTube channel. The idea is enter on a pullback early in a trend. You can't chase the end of a trend because again, it ends really poorly most of the time. So again, take a look at the S&P, you take a look at gold, maybe a little bit more reasonable. For those of you guys who are gold traders, that's something to watch out for. And again, there's some other charts here that could be worth keeping a close eye on. Like Bitcoin is kind of interesting, Swiss yen, Kiwi CAD, Euro CAD, a lot of indices trades, US 30. Let's take a look at US 30. So the Edge Finder is giving us a bullish reading on this one, but it's not necessarily, this is where people sometimes get confused. The Edge Finder is not saying go out and buy US 30. It's saying conditions look favorable. So if you find a bullish setup that you like, that could be an extra confirmation to your trade. That's the point of the Edge Finder. And like I said, don't miss out. It is currently on super discounted sale. If you've watched my streams for a while, again, these types of discounts do not come around very often, and 45% off is the best price you're gonna get all year. So take advantage, 45% off. Use that link down below in the description to get more details and pick yourself up a copy. Thank you guys for watching. If you're someone who watches my channel and you're from outside of the US, I want to tell you quickly about our top broker partner here on the channel, Eightcap. Eightcap is regulated by ASIC and SCB, and through TradingView, you can actually trade directly with your Eightcap account. They also offer very competitive spreads and commissions. They have a wonderful support system and team, and you can trade anything from Forex pairs, commodities, indices, and even some select stocks. Check out Eightcap using the link down below in the description, and there are some special sign-up perks if you use that link down below again in the description. Thanks for watching.